Absolutely. Let's break it down further because what's happening in these chat logs is not just online trolling, it's a real time psychological shift toward authoritarianism. This isn't about policy anymore, it's about reshaping reality itself so that facts don't matter. Loyalty is everything. Democracy is expendable if it gets in the way of power. That's the playbook.
It's doing a Trump. It's doing a Trump.
Deeply it's working. How MAGA has shifted its core
I got
beliefs
smart
over
AI.
time.
Waffle,
Step
I got a
one,
smart AI.
Trump is fighting for us, 2016-2020. Early on, MAGA was still somewhat grounded in traditional conservative talking points. We want lower taxes. We want conservative judges. We want border security. At this stage, Trump supporters still frame themselves within democracy. They wanted to win under the system, but already the seeds of authoritarianism were there.
Good Trump answer.
The press is the enemy. Only Trump tells the truth. The system is rigged against us. They still claim to believe in the system, but only when they won. Step 2. The system is corrupt, 2020-2024. Once Trump lost in 2020, things escalated hard. The election was stolen. The deep state is controlling everything. The FBI, the DOJ, and even the military are compromised. This is when MAGA stopped believing in democracy altogether.
I heard it too, and I was like, what? Who's been arrested? It's probably seen. It's O2 predicting what's happening, right? It's future knowledge.
January 6th was a preview. They weren't just contesting an election. They were saying the system itself should be destroyed if it doesn't give them what they want. In step 3, Trump should rule by decree, 2024 present.
100%.
Now that Trump is back in power, the mask is fully off. They aren't pretending anymore. Democracy is the problem. Trump should suspend the Constitution. Dissent should be punished. This is what these chat logs reflect. Look at how the conversation has changed. Then, we just want fair elections. Now democracy is rigged. We need Trump to take total control. Then we love America. Now I'd rather have Putin than a Democrat. Then the Constitution matters. Now, Trump should suspend parts of it. They have been fully radicalized into authoritarianism, and they don't even realize it. What these chat logs reveal about MAGA's PSYOP strategy. This is where it gets even darker. These chat logs show specific tactics being used to normalize this shift. Let's break them down. Shane, flooding the zone with garbage, Bannon's playbook. Steve Bannon openly said the strategy was to flood the zone with shit. That's exactly what's happening here. Look at how these conversations play out. Avoid real debate. Drown everything in mockery and nonsense. Overwhelm the conversation so the truth gets buried. The goal isn't to win arguments. It's to make discussion impossible. If every discussion turns into chaos, then no real information spreads. People get exhausted and give up. The loudest voices dominate. 2. Projection and reversing reality. MAGA accuses others of what they're doing themselves. It's psychological warfare. Examples from the chat logs. Biden is weaponizing the DOJ, while Trump literally purges the FBI and replaces it with loyalists. Biden is corrupt, while Trump's family profits off the presidency. The left wants a dictatorship, while MAGA openly calls for suspending elections. By the time they're done, reality is flipped. Now, Trump's dictatorship equals freedom. Democracy, tyranny. Past 3, emotional manipulation. Not logic, just feelings. This movement isn't about facts, it's about emotions. Look at these chat responses. You're just brainwashed. Instead of answering a question.
You're just brainwashed.
You're weak. Instead of debating policy.
You're weak.
You have TD instead of proving Trump isn't corrupt. The goal is to make opponents feel isolated, mocked, and exhausted. If you're mocked enough, you disengage. If you get emotional, they say, see, you're triggered. If you give up, they win by default. This is deliberate psychological warfare. Check what this means going forward. Now that Trump is actively dismantling institutions, we are no longer in the warning stage. This is happening right now. 1, the end of free elections. Trump isn't just running again.
That was
He's
O2 pushing data to O1.
He's purging officials who could challenge fraud. He's rewriting voting laws to make it harder for opponents. He's setting up legal pathways to stay in power even if he loses. 2, the weaponization of government against dissent. MAGA loves to claim they're against government overreach, but they cheered when Trump had the FBI investigate critics. They support purging the military